Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I haven't been around for the last few days, or simply I have been around but just not doing readings because the energy, my energy levels have been really up and down. So, I don't like to read unless I feel that, my energy is really on point. So, today I want to have a look at how the divine masculine is. I do refer to the divine masculine as he and the divine feminine as she throughout the readings, but it doesn't, it's energy we're talking about, so it doesn't have to be masculine, feminine. Take it as it resonates with you. So hope you're all doing well. Thank you for your ongoing support as always. Thank you, Spirit. And I'm going to get straight into it because Spirit are already, active with me, and they've already thrown out a card, which is their indication for me to just get on with it, really. So here we are. So let's see how the divine masculine is at the moment. Aha, okay. So we still have the divine masculine pretending. We still have him hiding behind a mask for some reason. There's something going on in his life at the moment that makes him feel he has to keep up some sort of pretense. Let's see. Yeah, your higher self. Okay, status quo. Well, that's an interesting start because, Spirit are asking him to, come out from behind this mask, to connect with his inner being and actually be who he really is, to, get in touch with those innermost feelings and to really attach to his heart. Because if he's wearing a mask, he's going to attract things that aren't authentic into his life. He'll attract things, he'll attract people, and be living a pretend existence. Whereas if he's in touch with his heart, obviously, he's very, very connected with his higher self. Okay, so, that is what Spirit are encouraging him to do at the moment. But having said that, the circumstances that are around him are pretty well stuck at the moment, okay? So he's very much in the status quo. Let me see if I can get a little more light here because it's looking a bit dark on camera. Okay, so yeah, he's sort of stuck at the moment. I think, obviously it's a very strange time of year. He won't feel able necessarily to make any big changes. We have the Christmas holiday literally just around the corner. And we do know that the divine masculines, certainly the collective that I've been following throughout my readings over the last few months, have actually got a set of circumstances around them which will be different for all of them, obviously, but it's made it very difficult for them to make any change. And of course, in the lead up to Christmas, that's always a difficult time because emotions are generally running very high around this time of year. So what else, please, Spirit? How else is the divine masculine feeling? How else is the divine masculine feeling? Thank you. Okay, well, that's a good sign. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, let's see. Again, this friends and colleague card. I find that fascinating. I did the karmic reading. I usually do a reading on a Sunday, for those of you who aren't familiar with the channel, to look at the divine masculines who are in relationships with the karmic. And for the past few weeks, this friends and colleague card has been coming up. And I read it first in the karmic read on Sunday because it kind of feels like the friends and colleagues who are around him, who in previous months, maybe even years in some cases, have been influencing the divine masculine's choices, encouraging him to, put on a bit. They've just said to me, put on a bit of a show, and they've said top show for some reason. If that resonates with you, let me know. But it's almost like he's been acting a part because he wanted to fit in with his friends and colleagues. So they've been, influential for the wrong reasons, really. But it does kind of feel, it has felt in previous readings in the last couple of weeks, that they're beginning to understand that he's not happy in the situation they've encouraged him to be in. So you know, he's maybe getting help to move forward from this sort of static situation. For others of the divine masculines, it could well be that because of the people around him, currently he's still having to stay where he is. Okay, it may be just too difficult to make any changes to his circumstances, even though he's not feeling very happy, he's not being authentic. You know, he's keeping up this pretense because of the people around him in some instances. So let's see what transpires. We'll have a deeper look at the friends and colleagues card in a minute, because there's definitely change around them that I've picked up in other readings. This reading is suggesting that he's staying where he is for the moment because of the people around him. So he feels the need, as I say, to keep that pretense going. But here we have him trying to manifest something better. You know, what's good about that is, bearing in mind we have this card where Spirit has been encouraging him to get in contact with, you know, to connect with the real, authentic person that, you know, they are deep inside. We have the intuition card here. So, you know, this is beginning to work. He's beginning to really try and connect with who he is and actually, you know, feel his way through making decisions, you know. And the reason, that sounds a strange way of saying things, but, you know, often we think about making decisions, we think about it being very head-led, but no, this feels like he's using his intuition from the head, obviously, but this is coming from the heart, you know. He knows where he wants to be. We have this card of commitment here, but I take it in this reading that he's committed to being true to himself. I think fundamentally he's made the decision that he's fed up wearing this mask. They've just said to me exhausting. It must be exhausting to live under a pretense or a falsehood. And this is what he's been doing for a while now. But at the moment, he is feeling committed to being authentic. I think he's just had enough. He's not quite there yet, because as we see, things are quite static, whether that be about Christmas, whether that be about pleasing others, you know, who knows? We'll see more as we go through the reading. So they've just said to me use the same cards, and that is bizarre. That is very strange, because they want me to clarify with the same deck. And I have never, ever been asked to do that before. So this is intriguing. There's obviously more information in this deck that we need to know. So let's see. Thank you. Okay, so we have behind the mask, but we have a creative endeavour. So it feels like he's looking at creative ways of being able to come out from behind this mask, you know? I don't know what that means for you in your DM. Please let me know if that resonates with you. But it kind of feels like he's biding his time, but he's trying to be really creative about how he can move forward with minimal disruption. When I used to do I still do the karmic readings, but, you know, in the early days of the karmic readings, just a few months ago, I always got the words damage limitation coming up. And this, although this isn't a karmic reading per se, it kind of feels like this divine masculine is still trying to find a creative way of moving forward with damage limitation. So without causing upset, which is a bit ambitious, to be fair, because we know that, you know, when there's change, there's often, you know, resistance from other people. Yeah, look, now this is interesting. So in order to clarify the higher self, we have the loving woman. So he's very much being led by the heart, and he's being led towards the loving woman, which, you know, I always take as my divine feminine card. And underneath we have the card of commitment. I think while he's been going through his awakening, he's been becoming more and more aware of the connection with the divine feminine. If you're in separation, he's more and more aware of needing you, wanting to be with you, knowing that you are the person for him. And, you know, he's very much connecting with his heart space, while outwardly he's leading this artificial existence. But he knows where his heart lies. I always anybody who's better at English than me, please tell me, is it where his heart lay, where his heart lies? I think it's lies, to be honest, where his heart lies. I should know English, for goodness sake, shouldn't I? I always get muddled up with that. Anyway, status quo. Why do we have status quo? What is he thinking here? What's going on for the divine masculine, please? Yeah, look, he's scared of losing you. He's scared that you're going to be moving on, sailing away from him, divine femme. You know, he's standing on the shore, holding on to sort of his last bit of attachment. And this, they've just said to me, ethereal cord. Those of you that don't know what that is, please Google it, you know. But if I get into that, I'll talk about it forever. So, but the cords that attach us, it's almost like he's feeling that he can't quite feel your energy at the moment. He feels he's losing you and you're moving away from him. And he feels that's happening because he's stuck in this situation, this set of circumstances that he doesn't want to be in, you know. And while he's been awakening, as we've just seen, he has this inner knowing that you are the person that he needs to be with, that he wants to be with, that his heart is searching for, you know. But he sees you moving away from him, whether that be physically, whether he knows you're with somebody else, or whether he just, you know, is in fear energy and fears that this will happen if he doesn't move out of the status quo quickly, you know. And it's interesting, isn't it, that, you know, okay, we see a bright light at the end here, but if we put these two cards together, here we have the water and the sun shining over it, and here we have the sun setting here, and you in the boat across the water sailing away from him. So it's like he's standing in the status quo, looking at the sunshine and the water ahead, and fearing that he's losing you, divine femme. Interesting. So let's see. Why do we have intuition and manifestation, please? Why do we have intuition and manifestation? Which one was it, please? It's not that one, is it? No. I missed the one it was supposed to be, sorry. Why do we have intuition and manifestation, please? Thank you. Yeah, he feels like he's using his intuition to find creative ways of getting out of this situation, and he's having to be quite creative because there's somebody around him who he cannot trust. And I feel they've just said to me, can't trust motives. So there's somebody around that he thinks will react in a certain way or will react in an unpredictable manner if he doesn't handle it quite creatively and quite cleverly. And that is why he's in this status quo, because he's worried about the backlash. He's worried about, they've just said to me, emotional blackmail. So he may have someone around him who has an interest in him staying in the status quo, okay? And he's worried because he knows he can't trust this person. It could be more than one person, but I do get the feeling that it's one person in particular. And he's worried about the backlash from this person, from their friends, from their family maybe, whoever this person is. It could be a work colleague, I don't know. But he's worried about the backlash, and that is why, apologies for the noisy bike going by, this is why he's using his intuition to actually suss out the best way forward in this situation. Because also, the last thing the divine masculine wants to do is drag his divine feminine into a very difficult situation. He wants to finish that business, is what Spirit have just said. He wants to finish that business before he can move forward. We have two cards for this commitment, so let's see what this is. Ooh. Yeah, you see, he knows that, oh gosh, He knows that you're deserving, Divine Femme. He knows that you deserve the commitment that you've been craving and that he's been craving. But he didn't realise he was craving it until more recently, where he's actually got in touch with his authentic self, you know? And he wants to do it right. He doesn't want to drag you into any dramas, you know? He knows you deserve this commitment and that he deserves this commitment. This is what he's learning. He may have always felt that you deserved a commitment. He may have had you on a pedestal. But he's now realising that he also deserves this commitment and he wants to give the best to you. And therefore, you know, he's acknowledging the strength of this relationship. This commitment will bring good things to both of you. He's realising that. I don't mean that to sound all about the divine masculine and what he wants. But it's just, you know, he had to go through an awakening to realise that actually both of you deserve this, Divine Femme. But what came up with it is he's realising that he's being guided, you know. Here we have the Ascended Masters, you know, he's realising that he's being guided through this relationship. This is the situation that he was expected and expected to be in. Yeah, he was expected to be in. He's being guided, you know, in the on the twin flame journey to be with his divine feminine. And he's also being guided to realise that both of you deserve this relationship. Both of you deserve to be committed to each other, you know? So this is very interesting because this shows the amount of work that the divine masculine's been going through and the amount of, you know, spiritual enlightenment that is happening for him. This awakening has been very, very powerful for him. And what he's struggling with at the moment is getting himself out of the 3D situation, because in the 5D, he's already moved on, you know? Let's find out about these friends and colleagues. What is their role at the moment, please, Spirit? What is their role? What are they up to? What is this? Are they supportive? Are they not? Please guide us. Okay, so they're bringing optimism. So as I said earlier, I've been picking this up in, you know, especially in the karmic read recently, I've been picking this up that the divine masculine's friends and colleagues have may also be their family, have actually been seeing that he's not happy. And here we have a card of optimism. I'm just going to pause because I don't want to go down that route until we see this card, because I'm just realising this could have a different meaning. Transformation. Yeah, so it is more positive. Good. So they're realising that there needs to be a major change here. There needs to be a transformation, because they're finally realising that whatever influence they had in the past, they have an unhappy divine masculine. Their friend, their colleague, their family member isn't happy, you know? So they're bringing a sense of optimism, a sense of support, a sense of help. It may be that he's been able to be a little more open with some of them than he has in the past. That would be a good thing if he can trust them. But, you know, they are helping him with this transformation. So it sounds like there could be one or two of them that he's able to trust, that are helping him move forward. Interesting. That's good news. Good news to know that the divine masculine is actually having some support for a change rather than trying to please others. So let's see, what are the steps forward? What are the steps forward, please? What decisions is he going to do? What actions is he going to take? Okay, so at the moment, while he's trying to figure out, you know, his creative endeavours, while he's trying to figure out what he's going to do, He's focusing very much on the here and now, but he's focusing quite negatively at the moment. You know, by doing that, he may miss his windows of opportunity if he's not careful. So, you know, the divine masculine at the moment is I'm not going to say he's in his headspace, because I don't get that feeling. I feel it's very much about emotion, but he's feeling a bit sort of, yes, this sense of loss. I mean, these two cards would go together. He's feeling this sense of heaviness, you know, and not seeing that there's an opportunity here. And if you look at this loss card, his fear is that you're moving away from him. But he's not seeing that he could walk towards the sunshine, walk into union with his divine feminine. He's not seeing it in the cup that's being presented. So at the moment, he's struggling to see beyond the 3D problems that are right in front of him. You know, and that needs to change. So what's coming next, please? Yeah, look, he's trying to figure out how to come to you. You know, the Empress is the divine feminine card. You are his Empress. So, you know, he's really worried at the moment and really focusing on how he's going to come to you. I mean, look at this. It's come up. I've laid out cards in threes, and although I hadn't intended for the tarot to follow suit, they're giving them in that order. So here we have him with the first row here, figuring out how he's going to get around this problem. You know, how's he going to deal with the deceptive people around him? How's he going to manifest his outcome, which is what we saw in that row. Then we see this row here where he wants to be with his loving woman. He wants to be with his Empress, and he knows that, you know. He's very clear about that. Let's see what they give us. I think they're going to give us it in the threes, so we may need to do another row. I don't know which one that was, Spirit, sorry. What's the next one, please? What is he thinking? What are the next steps? Okay, he wants a conversation to happen. He wants to actually send you a message or step forward to have this conversation. I do get the feeling that it is a conversation he wants to have. He feels he's learned a lot of lessons. He feels stronger about having that conversation. It may be for some of you in the past that he found being open, being clear about his wants and needs, being able to discuss things more openly. He found it quite difficult in the past. But here we have him having learnt his lessons, feeling ready. He may be very nervous. I get a nervous energy from this card today. He may be nervous about doing so because he doesn't know how he's going to be received by you, Divine Femme. But he's ready to step forward. He wants this conversation to happen. So what's he going to do about it, Spirit? Is that conversation going to happen? Can we have a fourth card there, please? Is this conversation going to happen? How's he going to do it? How's he going to do it, please? Oh, this is the conversation he wants to have with you. He wants to come in with his love offer. And he wants this clarity. He wants to speak to you clearly, be open and honest about his feelings, and he wants to declare his love for you. He wants to come in with this offer. And that's why he's feeling nervous, because he doesn't know how you're going to receive it. And this is why he's feeling so stressed. If he's feeling that he might have lost you, that you may have moved on, then, you know, that is why he's stressing, because he has his plan clearly mapped out and he's just trying to creatively get out of the 3D so that he doesn't actually drag the energy of whatever situation he's in into his relationship with you. He wants to move on from that energy and he doesn't want to drag you in it. Yeah, okay, as always, we've got the Hanged Man. You know, it isn't going to happen overnight, and I know you don't want to hear that, and neither do I, frankly. He has the key in his hand here, and he knows that he can unlock the chain himself. But at the moment, as I said, he's sitting here thinking, how on earth am I going to get out with the damage limitation? How am I going to get out of my current circumstances? You know, especially at this time of year. I don't see much happening this side of Christmas, really. I don't know why I said that, because all your circumstances will be different, but for whatever reason. Sometimes I say things and I don't know why I've said them, but it's because I'm just meant to say them. So please take that as you will. So yes, he has the key to unlock it. So he has the ability to move forward, but at the moment he's finding the best way to unlock those bolts. Yeah, he's trying to balance things out. He's trying to weigh up the pros and cons, you know. He doesn't want to come towards his Empress with, you know, up and down energy, because he knows that maybe for some of you in the past, your divine masculine has flitted in and out of your life. Maybe they've come back for a while, then said, no, I can't handle this, and they've gone again, then they've come back again. You know, he doesn't want to bring that energy into his relationship this time, because remember, we had the card of commitment here. So he's not messing about anymore. You know, he's trying to balance things out. Maybe also for some of them, there is a financial issue that he's trying to balance out. It could be that he has commitments in his current circumstances that he's trying to balance out before he can move forward. Because he does want to come towards you in the best possible way. Yeah. And here's the Six of Cups, which I love to see in these circumstances, because the Six of Cups, sometimes this is about children, and it could be that he's got commitment regarding children. He's trying to balance out finance because of responsibilities. It could be that. But the reason I said I like to see it in these circumstances is because it often is a return of somebody from the past. So I'm always reassured when I see that in a divine masculine reading, because, you know, yeah, it does talk of a return from someone from the past. The reason I paused there is because Spirit were just saying to me that also in the past, you know, he wasn't able to step forward and speak clearly about his feelings. He's still nervous about it, still anxious about it. And he may not come straight to you and say, you know, my love, I've missed you, or you're the only person for me in my life, etc., because, you know, that is a huge step forward for him if he's not somebody who finds it easy to talk about his feelings. But, you know, in the past, he wouldn't have even considered being able to do that. But because of the awakening that he's been through, he's more able to make that decision, to get the courage together to actually step forward, to be able to make this return and have this conversation. So Spirit have been working a lot with the divine masculine. We maybe don't see it, divine femmes, but, you know, internally for him, there has been major changes. And, you know, as I have been saying a lot in the divine masculine readings recently, the more love you can send to your divine masculine through the 5D, through your telepathic links, then the better that is going to be, because he will feel that nurturing energy, and it will give him the strength to do the things that he wants to do, the things he needs to do, and give him the strength to at some point come forward when he's finished his lessons, you know. And there's a lesson in there for all of us. Even though we don't like it, we are learning a lot about patience and about ourselves, you know, at the moment. So, so the final card, do you know what? Spirit are so on point at the moment. You know, they have made me laugh a lot this week, which has been a bit tricky because I've done some private readings, and, you know, they've just been shocking with the stuff they've suddenly come out with and the cards they've presented. After all these years, I am still amazed at what they present us with. And look at this as the last card. He wants to come back in, you know, king energy. And the reason I say king energy is because above we have him coming in with his love offer. You know, he wants to be your king of love. But what is interesting, and the reason I laughed, is because I was just talking a lot about how in the past He wouldn't have been able to express his emotions. He wouldn't have been able to have that conversation with you, Divine Femme. And here we have current energy. He's in the King of Cups energy. Now, the King of Cups is full of love. He has all those loving feelings, but he finds it very difficult to express them, which is exactly what I was just saying about him in the past. Well, he wants that to change. He doesn't want to be sitting on his island full, with emotions whirling around and not knowing what to do with them. He is ready now to make that step to come forward with his love offer. The only thing that is preventing him from doing that is the circumstances that he's in at this current time. You may not know, you may think you know, but you may not know everything that is happening for him in his life at the moment. You may not know the nuances that are going on in certain relationships and words that have been said that are emotionally blackmailing him, so he's doing his best to get out of that situation. He's now very clear as to where he wants to be. These cards, if I'd had to go through a tarot deck and hand pick them, I'd have picked these cards, seriously, because, we have the acknowledgement of the Divine Feminine. He knows exactly where he wants to be. He wants to come in with a balanced approach. He wants to stop the to and fro energy, which we've seen before. He's ready to have the conversation, which is amazing. I mean, that is a huge step forward for him. He may be nervous about it, and he may, come in a bit of a clumsy fashion, maybe, because, he's not used to expressing emotions, but he's ready to come back and have that conversation, and he's ready to offer you love. I would have handpicked them if I could, but I didn't have to, because Spirit are saying to us, yes, Divine Femmes, this is where he's at. He's getting himself ready. He is literally just dealing with the 3D situation around him at the moment, because he wants the best outcome for all concerned. So, be assured and be reassured that, if you have any moments of doubt about how your Divine Masculine feels about you, this is how he feels. This is what he's planning, He's just trying to find his way through his current situation. So, let's just pick 2 or 3 more cards. Are we going Moonology or Angels, please? We're going Angels, okay. The Angels want to tell us something, so let's do some Angel cards. What are the messages for the Divine Femme, please, Angels? Oops, I'm just dropping everything. Angels, thank you for being with us. What messages do you have for the Divine Femmes today? Ooh, it's up to you. So your Divine Masculine is going to come in with an offer when he's ready, or not when he's ready, when Divine Timing brings him in, and it will be up to you as to whether you accept the situation or what he's offering you. They want you to keep believing. Do you know, I often do readings for myself, and every time I use these cards recently, I have had the If You Believe card. So for those of you that are losing faith, the angels are saying to you, you need to keep believing in what is happening here. Because if you're feeling it for a reason. Feeling the connection is what I mean. I don't mean the negativity. If you're feeling this connection, you're feeling it for a reason. Yeah, look, romance. Love it. So yeah, definitely a love offer here. Can I have another one, please? And we have the helpful people. Do you know, I don't know well, I do know why I get excited about seeing this, because, we had the friends and colleagues card earlier, and now we have the helpful people. So it feels like the people that were, keeping encouraging, I can't say keeping him because they weren't keeping him against his will, but the people who were a negative influence on the decision making of the Divine Masculine in previous months have suddenly become helpful people to him. You know, he has got people who are helping him find a way forward. Okay, perfect. Right, I'm going to leave it there because I think it's quite succinct, and I don't want the video to be extra long because it will take a long time to upload on YouTube. Not that you need to know that, but you know, I had one the other day that took 6 hours to upload. I have no idea why, because it wasn't that long. So anyway, what I would say to you is, if any of you would like to book a private reading, please look at the information down below. I start my readings, I don't believe in charging the earth for readings. I start my readings at £15, British pounds obviously, for 15 minutes, and then there's various other ones listed below. So yeah, if any of you are interested in a private reading, please book. In the meantime, please join us. Please join the channel by subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything. You're not tied in. So yeah, please don't forget to click subscribe and like, and it helps to get the videos circulated, basically. So take care, everybody. For those of you with a divine masculine in a karmic relationship, I will be doing the usual reading on Sunday. I will try and get it uploaded earlier in the day, but as I say, last week it took a long time, so it didn't get up till the evening for British viewers. But yeah, anyway, take care. Please drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and I will catch up with you all soon. Take care. Bye.